Hold up. Yeah.
Swirl.
Yeah.
And now we resume our conspiracy series with part 2. But before we begin, I want to inform you that the format of this video will be different than the others, in that it will be a discussion rather than me following a specific script, since this is based on a theory and not so much fact. However, there will sometimes be some actual facts within the theory, and so be listening carefully when I say fact or theory, so you can tell the difference whether this is a real thing or not. Alright, here we go. Number 5. The Walmart FEMA Conspiracy. Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but back in January, Walmart announced that they are closing 269 Walmarts in the Western Hemisphere. That's 154 here in the US. And so we're wondering, why are they closing all these Walmarts for apparently no reason? The given reason is that they want to focus more on their superstores. That just doesn't seem to add up. I could see one store or two, but 154 stores? That's crazy. Well, people have had a chance to investigate because they haven't really closed them off all the way. They let people enter and go to the pharmacy, so people have a chance to go in and look around. And they're pretty much already completely walled off, so all you can do is go straight to the pharmacy. What's strange is that they've installed tons of cameras on the ceiling. I mean, you're just going along a hallway, what could you possibly do when you're just going to the pharmacy? But there still remains a conspicuous amount of cameras and TVs. And some people have even claimed they've seen government agents around the premises with a FEMA badge. And FEMA stands for Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is a part of the NSA, the National Security Agency. So people are starting to think, are they preparing for something? Are they taking over Walmarts to have bases? Because Walmart is one of the most widely spread stores in the country. It actually would be quite a wise move if that was their goal, because there are Walmarts everywhere to be able to take over. And people will wonder, well, why? Is something going to happen? And also, how are they going to connect the Walmarts? Well, that's the strangest thing. In some of the Walmarts in their back parking lot, people have observed these giant cylindrical machines. And many people have identified it as tunneling machines. So that's how they would keep the Walmarts connected, through underground tunnels. And it just seems really crazy. Now, what's really weird is that they saw, the people claim they saw lots of military people dressed in military stuff that didn't have the FEMA badges. They said only a few had FEMA badges. Well, we're wondering, what form of military is this? Well, maybe Obama from 2008 can give us an answer.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded, just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
So maybe that's it. Maybe there's some sort of civilian task force that Obama created. I don't know. Because did you know, last year, they spent over $600 billion on the military. And I know we gave tons to terrorist groups, which makes no sense, but whatever. But $600 billion? That's ridiculous. We're not really doing much. We're kind of fighting over in the Middle East, but not really. So why would they spend that much? Perhaps this is where all the military money is going, towards something that's happening in January. And again, you guys will understand this even more because it's connected to a further conspiracy at the end of this video. Number 4. Hillary's fake health. Well guys, newsflash. Hillary is not doing well health-wise. You guys got to admit that, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. She's not doing well. The thing is, she's doing a lot worse than most of you would see. Because the press is trying to get you to think she's feeling just fine. But the reality of it is, she's extremely very sick. In fact, she's probably dying. The thing is, no one really sees most of these videos where she has a seizure. Look at all this. She is having problems, folks. She's shaking uncontrollably, scaring the heck out of everyone that's there. She has got a problem, and no one wants to say what it is. And other doctors have theorized what it might be: pneumonia, dementia, quite a few other things. Now the campaign is saying that it is pneumonia, But later we see her come out, she's totally fine and whatever, I don't know what's going on there. But the thing is that someone supposedly has the doctor's note that the doctor of Hillary wrote, because you always have to have a doctor's note on just the general summary of the patient's health. And I don't know if this is real or not, but if it is, it looks very real from what's on it. And she diagnosed Hillary with vascular dementia, which is way worse than pneumonia, because you start to kind of go nuts, which I could believe, because some of the things Hillary did is just truly insane. So, and one of those symptoms of vascular dementia is seizures, which leads me to kind of a co-conspiracy thing, is that Hillary's fake rallies. This picture from a leaked video that someone made shows one of Hillary's fake rallies, that she will go out of her way to only have like 5 or 10 people at her rallies. Now, why would she do this? Well, some have speculated it's because she simply doesn't have support, which I could believe, but a more likely thing is that she wants to control who is watching her, because here's the thing. If someone has a big flash camera and flashes that at her, flashes are a trigger for seizures. And that's the last thing she needs, is to have a seizure at a rally. So if she makes fake rallies, then she's not going to get seizures if you can control it. If you look at one of her rallies here and you see people taking pictures of her, let's take a look at the iPhone of the person that's taking her picture. There is no one in that picture. You can see the background, but you can't see the person. Now, why would this be? You know why? Because they had these people go to the venue at a different day, videotape them, and then just paste them right over into where Hillary did. And they did that for everyone that's in the back there. So it's very possible that Hillary was the only person there. Obviously, it's all so that she won't get a seizure. But at the same time, it could also mean that she doesn't have any support. So that's just scary. But basically, folks, we're looking at someone that could very well die any day. It's really hard to tell. Doctors were saying that with dementia, she could live up to 5 years, she could live up to 5 weeks. They said it's really hard to predict at any point. If it was actually dementia, it's really impossible to predict how well she'll do. So why would you vote for someone that's just going to die in office anyway? Alright, I'm just saying. And this will make even more sense when you listen to the next couple of conspiracies. Number 3. Hillary's body doubles. Well, this is kind of a segue from Hillary's fake health, but let's take a look at this. Let's take it back to the 9/11 memorial when she was there. The whole country saw that she fell and collapsed. They took her to Chelsea's apartment, her daughter. Well, right there, that's a problem. You should have gone to a hospital, but whatever. Well, just a few hours after they diagnosed her with pneumonia, she comes out and she's totally fine. Now, this is strange. Not only when you collapse and you lose consciousness, you do not just come out in 2 hours in the sunlight. You just don't do that. Also, huge red flags. The Secret Service is not with her. She's a presidential candidate. The Secret Service will be with her all the time, especially after she just had pneumonia and she collapsed. You need Secret Service there to make sure she doesn't fall again. But yet, she's here all by herself. Also notice, she seems way thinner. Must have lost like 50 pounds. I don't know what Chelsea has in that apartment, but I want to find out because it sounds great. And she comes out with no wrinkles. She looks like she's literally de-aged 10 years in the hour that she was in Chelsea's apartment. Why is that? Well, now people are saying that Clinton has a body double. And you can see many pictures before the memorial, she looks like this, just horrible. And after the memorial, she looks like this. And she looks great. Was there like a beauty salon somewhere in the memorial I didn't see where she had a chance to touch up all those wrinkles? I don't know. But now she looks totally different. Not to mention that one where she was on the plane. She looks really different there. So she may have any number of body doubles. And this is not a new thing. Leaders have done this in the past to have body doubles. It's been done to protect them. But the thing is, why would Hillary do it? Is she worried that someone's going to attack her? I don't know. Well, the leading name for a possible body double is someone named Teresa Barneswell, which was Hillary's longtime friend. She's been doing impersonations for a long time. Now, it's probably confirmed that it was not her. She has pictures of where she was at the time doing some sort of event. But it doesn't have to be her. It could be anyone. It just seems strange. Why would she faint, the real Hillary faint? Why would she faint or whatever, and then an hour later she's just totally fine? That does not make sense. It just seems really strange, folks. Heck, it's possible that we may have seen the last of a real Hillary Clinton, which leads me to my next number. Number 2. Hillary Clinton is dead. Well, folks, you heard the name of that title, right? Some people are saying that Hillary Clinton has died. Obviously, her health is not in the best of status, as we've already talked about, from her fake health and her body doubles. I mean, if you want to talk about something that's deplorable, her health status is deplorable. But anyways, back to subject. So some people are saying that she's dead. Now, why are they saying this? Well, it seems that all those different looks of Hillary we're seeing more often. These supposed body doubles we're seeing more often. So some people speculate that when she collapsed at 9/11, that they took her somewhere and she promptly died. Because, you know something, no one saw her go into Chelsea's apartment. There are tons of people in New York, and there were 1 billion people getting her on video when she came out, but yet not one person has her going in Chelsea's apartment. So the theory is perhaps she went to a hospital and just died there. And then someone went to Chelsea's apartment, maybe Teresa Barneswell, and came out looking just like Hillary. So that's the theory, that maybe the person we saw in the debate wasn't actually Hillary. Perhaps they found someone so amazing that sounds just like Hillary. Now, I'm not sure if I believe that part, but what makes me want to believe it is this news footage I'm going to show you. This news footage, they were talking about their news, and then suddenly they're like, breaking news, Hillary Clinton's dead. Okay? They just say it like that. And then, before you can say anything, the screen cuts out for 4 seconds. 4 seconds of blackness. And then when they come back on, he just starts talking about Hillary Clinton's pneumonia, like that's what he was saying all the time. How do you say death instead of pneumonia? There is no way you can accidentally say death. I think what happened is that they were planning on announcing her death, but then they found out the Democrats didn't want them to do that, so they had to just skip on over, because that's why those 4 seconds of blackness were there, possibly. Go ahead, I'll show you. Check it out.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Joe Torres. We begin with the breaking news about Hillary Clinton's death. Has just revealed the presidential candidate has been diagnosed with pneumonia. As we begin with the breaking news about Hillary Clinton's death. As we begin with the breaking news about Hillary Clinton's death.
Now see, folks, isn't that scary? It was on the news. And also, that same news company on their website, for approximately a few seconds less than a minute, about 53, 54 seconds, on the website, there was this home page. Take a look at this. Read it and weep, folks. It says, Hillary dead at 69. DNC in disarray. Okay, how do you accidentally type Hillary dead at 69? How do you accidentally type that? It doesn't happen, folks. And it was on there for so little of a time, but luckily some people managed to get a screenshot of it before it went off. But that is just scary, folks. They said Hillary's dead, and then just a few seconds after the live news report, now they're saying, oh, she actually has pneumonia. You don't accidentally say that, folks. So it's very possible that she's been dead since the 11th, and what we've been seeing is not Hillary at all.